Good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to this analog electronics class. So, in the previous class, we discussed information related to intrinsic, extrinsic semiconductors and the behavior of majority charge carriers and minority charge carriers. And what do you mean by immobile ions? What do you mean by mobile ions? Things were discussed in the previous class. So in today's class, I'm going to concentrate on some of the mathematical terms related to the semiconductors. So you can see all of you here, conduction in semiconductors. And we reiterating again and again, conductivity and resistivity are inversely related terms. The conductors will have resistivity around this. Insulators will have resistivity. But semiconductors, this value always lies between these two. This value is always lies between these two. So you can see here on the screen, semiconductor diode, we'll discuss Zener diode, this light emitting diode, and silicon control rectifier will be discussed in your power electronics subject in the next semester mostly. And BJT, FET will discuss field effect transistor. The normal NPN and PNP transistor are bipolar devices. Field effect transistor is a unipolar device. Field effect transistor is a unipolar device. MOSFET. So different things we'll discuss in today's class. Right. See the parameter, mathematical parameter we are discussing here is the mathematical parameter we are going to discuss today is V. So you can see here V is equal to mu into E. V is the drift velocity. V is the drift velocity. Mu is mobility of either electron or hole. E is applied electric field intensity. E is applied electric field intensity. Applied electric field intensity. Don't get confused here. In this book, he is given wrong that this sigma, this is not, this is E actually. This is also E. The units for electric field intensity is volts per meter or volts per centimeter. Capital E. This is also capital E. This is also capital E. Capital E is applied electric field intensity. Now, he wants to get the units for mobility of electrons or holes or mobility. So, from this equation, V is equal to mu into E, you will get equation for mu. Mu is equal to V by E. So, the units for mobility is meter square per volt second. The units for mobility is meter square per volt second. Thing is that the mobility of electrons is always greater than that of holes. So, here we introduced three parameters. V is drift velocity. Capital E is applied electric field intensity. Applied electric field intensity. Applied electric field intensity. And mu is mobility of electrons or holes, or we simply call it as mu is mobility. Okay. So going to the next one. So the three parameters are discussed here. Now, the next parameter is J, current density. The next parameter is current density. The units are amperes per meter square. Amperes per meter square. Current density, the units are amperes per meter square. And you can see here in this discussion, here N is discussed. N is nothing but number of electrons per meter cube. number of free electrons per meter cube. Number of free electrons per meter cube. So current density is equal to NE into drift velocity. Drift velocity is equal to, we are taken here mu into E. So mu into E, that is actually E, and just you can refer that one. So J is equal to NE mu into E. In this equation, NE mu is called sigma, which is conductivity. Sigma is conductivity. So the conductivity formula sigma is equal to N E mu. N is the concentration of free electrons per meter cube. E is the electron charge, 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. Mu is the mobility of electron, which is equal to sigma, which is conductivity. The units for conductivity is ohm meter per inverse, or mho per meter, or mho per meter, or mho per centimeter. Mho per centimeter or mho per meter. So final equation is current density is equal to sigma conductivity multiplied by applied electric field intensity. So these are the 5 parameters we discussed just now. Drift velocity, mobility, electric field intensity, current density, conductivity. You can have a good number of problems either in Shalivahanan book or in Melman-Halki's book based on this formula. So the intention here is that we try to evaluate the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. We know that semiconductor is not a pure conductor, but what is the conductivity of that semiconductor? So with the addition of impurities, the conductivity of pure semiconductor can be improved. Now we will see how much the conductivity is increased for a extrinsic semiconductor. And one more thing is that if temperature changes, electron hole pairs will be created, so that number of free electrons and number of free holes will be increased. So as the temperature increases, the conductivity will be increases. So you note down that point. Conductivity increases with increasing temperature. Now we are moving to the next one. Right. Conductivity in intrinsic semiconductor is the next topic. So for this, again the same parameters given here. J is equal to sigma into E. Here the conductivity is because of both electrons and holes. So N mu N plus P mu P into electron charge multiplied by capital E. See this book has done a blunder mistake that where E is represented differently in 2 places. Remember this one. J is equal to N mu N plus P mu P into E into capital E. Sigma is conductivity. Conductivity is N mu N plus P mu P into E. See here. N is the concentration of free electrons. Mu N will be the mobility of free electron. P is the concentration of free holes. Mu P is the mobility of holes. E is electron charge. And the capital E is applied electric field intensity. And because it is a pure semiconductor, number of electrons is equal to number of holes. So N is equal to P is equal to N, and you can take a simplified formula. This is conductivity of a pure semiconductor. See, sometimes the conductivity will be defined, units are Siemens. Here also is written wrong, ohm per centimeter, it is wrong, mho per centimeter, which is also called Siemens. And see here, so a pure or intrinsic semiconductor in which N is equal to P is equal to Ni. Ni is called intrinsic concentration. Ni is called intrinsic concentration. So point here is given. Just you can see Ni is intrinsic concentration, new parameter added. See here, as the temperature increases, covalents for bonds are broken and more free electrons and holes will be created. So Ni, the intrinsic concentration, increases with increase in temperature. Important conclusion. Ni, intrinsic concentration, increases with increase in temperature. As temperature increases, covalent bond will be broken and free electron hole pairs will be created. Free electron hole pairs will be created. This is a formula to Ni. Not so much really required for us. Just to see the thing, Ni is this equation. Always see that capital T will be temperature in absolute degrees Kelvin. Always the temperature will be T, absolute temperature in Kelvin. See here, Eg, the parameter we discussed in the previous class, energy gap. That is for germanium 0.72 electron volts, for silicon it is 1.1 electron volts. One more parameter generally comes into picture is K, Boltzmann's constant. Boltzmann's constant. So very interesting conclusion is given in the last, we see here. As Ni increases with the T, the conductivity also increases. Conductivity, we have seen the formula just now. Conductivity is equal to N into mu N plus P into mu P multiplied by electron charge. N is equal to P is equal to Ni. Ni is intrinsic concentration. So conductivity is directly proportional to Ni, which is intrinsic concentration. So if temperature changes, Ni will be changed and sufficiently the conductivity is also increases. So conductivity is increasing means resistivity is decreasing. So the resistivity of pure semiconductor is decreasing with increase in temperature. That's why semiconductor device is generally called negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Generally we call it as negative coefficient, negative temperature coefficient of resistance. So these are all parameters we discussed again till now. The first parameter we discussed is the drift velocity, mu mobility, E is applied electric field intensity, J current density, sigma conductivity. Then how the conductivity is changing with reference to temperature, that point discussed up to this point. Now, donor type or N type semiconductor. Donor type or N type semiconductor. So the thing we discussed with a simple diagram in the previous class, which in Boylsted book. So there is no need to tell again. N type free electrons are the majority carriers and P type holes are majority carriers. So we will see how the conductivity will changes in this N type and P type semiconductor. N type and P type semiconductor. I'm going to the exact things what we require for us. The remaining things are not required as so much. And right, this is important for us. The relation is important always. N into P is equal to Ni square, which is called mass action law. Np is equal to Ni square, which is called mass action law. Now we'll see the conductivity related to the P type and N type semiconductor. Right. See this relation. Total number of positive charges is equal to total number of negative charges. See this relation. Nd is the number of donor atoms. That is positively charged donor. Positively charged donor. Donor is positively charged because it is donating one free electron. It is donating free electron, so it is positively charged. P is the concentration of holes. So this is completely the positive charge, is equal to Na acceptor atoms, which can accept one free electron, or which is donated a free hole. It is donated a free hole. So it is a negatively charged ion. Plus N is electron. So total number of positive charge carriers, positive charges is equal to number of negative charges. Now see here, consider N-type material with acceptor ion is equal to 0, where the movement we are considering N-type semiconductor, it is only donor ions. So Na is equal to 0. So in this electrons is, so from this equation Na is 0. So N is equal to Nd plus P. N is equal to Nd plus P. N is very, very high. And holes are minority charge carriers. Holes are minority charge carriers. So P can be neglected in comparison with N. So N. This first N indicating electron concentration. This small n, second n indicating that N-type semiconductor. Electrons in N-type semiconductor is approximately equal to the donor concentration. The donor concentration, that is equal to the density of donor atoms. So if you want to know the minority carrier concentration, we neglected, however, if you want to know what exactly the value of hole concentration in N-type semiconductor, we have seen the mass action law. N suffix n multiplied by P suffix n is equal to Ni square. First N indicates electrons, second N is N-type. First P indicating that holes, N is N-type. So holes multiplied by electrons is equal to Ni square. So the concentration of holes in N-type semiconductor will be is equal to Ni square by Nd, which is Ni square by Nd. So we discussed that total positives is equal to total negatives. Total positives is equal to total negatives. N is a negatively charged electron. P is positively charged hole. Nd is immobile ion. Immobile ion. Because it is donating one free electron, it is a positively charged ion. Acceptor is donating a hole, so it is a negatively charged ion. So total positives is equal to total negatives. So the thing we discussed just till point is the hole concentration in N-type semiconductor. Sorry, the hole concentration in N-type semiconductor. Similarly, Np, in a P semiconductor, electrons are minority carriers is equal to Ni square by Na. So these all formulas are required to solve some good number of problems. Direct substitution. Only remembering the formula is important. Mostly you have to substitute the remaining issues as it is. So you can see a problem here. A specimen of intrinsic germanium at a 300 degrees Kelvin having a concentration of carriers is equal to 2.5 into 10 power 13 per centimeter cube is doped with impurity ions 1 per every million germanium atoms. 1 for every million. Million nothing but 10 lakhs. Million nothing but 10 lakhs. So 1 for every 10 lakhs germanium atoms. Assuming that all impurities are ionized and the concentration of germanium is given. Find the resistivity of this material. The mobility of electron is given. Germanium 3600 centimeter square per volt second. While we discussed above, we've taken that meter square per volt second. Here it is given centimeters per volt second. Similar answer. So we have the formula of conductivity. Conductivity is equal to Ne into mu n. See, it is N-type semiconductor. Hole concentration is neglected. That's why the formula is Ne into mu n. Ne into mu n. N can be calculated here that, see, the concentration is 4.4 into 10 power 22 cent per centimeter cube. And is given that every 10 lakhs, it is 10 power 6. have one impurity is added. So ND will be 4.4 into 10 power 22 by 10 power 6, and you'll get that answer. Mu n is already given to you. So substitute that, you'll get conductivity. Conductivity, resistivity is equal to 1 by conductivity. Like that, so many problems are there. I will provide this material for you. So many form problems are there. You can directly substitute and get the answers. Mostly the point of interest is all the formulas and its units. Units are very much important. If in the examination you are calculated everything perfectly and you have not written units, or you have wrongly written the units, it will not be considered the valid answer. So units are very much and foremost important. Good number of solved problems are there. Just I will give this material to you. After completion of this class, you can just solve all these problems. Good number of solved problems are there. So that is the conductivity of intrinsic extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic extrinsic semiconductor. The point of interest is again that conductivity of a pure semiconductor changes with temperature, and extrinsic semiconductor conductivity will changes with with applied electric field, but not we try to maintain that, but will not. The influence of temperature on the electronic devices should be nullified. Trying to get that nullified, that fact nullified, but in reality you may not get that much percentage. But I can say 100%. You may achieve a success rate at 90%, you may achieve at 70%. So you're trying to reduce the effect of temperature on the electronic devices, trying to reduce the effect of temperature on the electronic devices. So the Fermi level, I think all you listened in your intermediate course. Fermi level indicates that concentration of electrons and concentration of holes. So I will show you the figures exactly related to this. Just don't think about the mathematics related to this point. The only thing is, just diagrams are required. I will show it to you. Yes. Fermi level in an intrinsic semiconductor. See here, this is valency band, this is conduction band. EC, conduction band energy level. EV, conduction band, valency band energy level. EF, Fermi level is always lies between in the middle of this band or energy gap, exactly in the middle of energy EG. So just don't think about these formulas too much, because up to see the point of interest again here is that to know the exact fact definitions of all parameters. These things are not required for the examination. If you know these parameters, you can easily enjoy the remaining subject. You have the formula, these formulas previously for the triple E also, this mathematics is there. In the new syllabus, we have removed this one. So EF is equal to EC plus EV by 2, exactly in the middle. Fermi level is always lies in middle of the energy gap. So based on that, some problems are there. Mostly these problems are not required for you. Fermi level for doped semiconductor. So this is how the Fermi is moved towards the conduction band for N-type semiconductor. Fermi is moved towards the valency band for P-type semiconductor. Okay? P-type semiconductor. This is how the Fermi level gives the energy, the distribution of electrons and holes. Very clearly indicates what is the majority charge carriers and what is the minority charge carriers. The thing is that with strong mathematical foundation, they are saying now electrons are majority charge carriers, holes are minority charge carriers with a strong mathematical background. This is the thing I want to discuss related to the conductivity and Fermi level. You can get in any book. Just I'm closing this book and I'll open new book to you. If you have any ambiguities, you please feel free to contact me at any point of time. Right. Wait for 1 minute. I will open the yesterday's class book, Boylston. Right. So I'm opening the thing for you. The continuation to the previous class discussion. Continuation to the previous class discussion. Please wait for. Yes. Okay. So continuation to the previous class. When no applied voltage to the circuit, no applied voltage, the current will be zero. See, immediately after formation of the junction, because of concentration gradient, the electrons and holes will cross the junction from one region to other region, and that flow will be stopped after certain interval of time because of on the immediate neighborhood of the junction opposite charge carriers are there, that is immobile ions, which will distracts the further diffusion process, so no current will flow through the device because we are not applied any supply voltage. So the same thing discussion will be given this. Next one, right. Reverse bias condition. Reverse bias condition, that is p-type semiconductor is connected to negative terminal of the battery, n-type terminal is connected to positive terminal of the battery. Now what happens to the functioning of the device? Functioning of the device. See here, because negative terminal is connected to p-type terminal, p-type device, the majority charge carriers are holes which will be attracted towards the negative terminal of the battery. Electrons are majority charge carriers in n-type semiconductor which are attracted towards the positive charge carriers. So the width of the depletion region will increases. The width of the depletion region increases. The height of the wall increases. No current is flowing through the device. No current is flowing through the device. But because of minority charge carriers presented in both the devices, that is n-type material and p-type material, some current will flow through the device. Because minority charge carrier speeds, they are less in number, they are less in number. So in a p-type semiconductor, electrons are minority charge carriers. Electrons and negative terminal repel towards the n-type material. N-type material, minority charge carriers are holes that is repelling through positive terminal of the battery and crosses. Because they are very less in number, the minority charge carriers, the minority current will be very small, generally in the order of microseconds and nanoseconds. Generally in the order of microseconds and nanoseconds. Very small value. The reverse will be the scenario for forward bias terminal, forward bias condition. So here p-type material is connected to positive terminal of the battery, n-type terminal is connected to negative terminal of the battery. Because of rippling action, the electrons and holes will cross the junction. Because of that, the width of the depletion region will decreases. So the current is flowing through the device. So that explanation is there, very simple explanation. You can read this explanation up to this point. Then VI characteristics are very much interest and required for us. Voltage will be on the x-axis, current will be on the y-axis. Forward bias voltage, this one, reverse bias voltage, this one. Very small current is flowing through the device, almost constant. IS is the reverse saturation current. Well, generally I naught in some books, IS in some books, reverse saturation current. And in forward bias, the current is zero up to the cut-in voltage of the device. That is, the PN junction diode will have a built-in potential. It is zero point 0.2 volts for a germanium diode, 0.7 volts for a silicon diode. So up to that built-in voltage, the current will be almost zero. After that, the current increases exponentially. After that, the current will be increases exponentially. The current increases exponentially. This is VI characteristics of PN junction diode. Volt ampere characteristics. Mostly we may do this in the laboratory as an experiment. This is equation, the diode current equation. I is equal to I naught into e power kVd by tk minus 1. Something is given here. I will provide the exact formula in the tomorrow's class. That is another book. No problem. Otherwise, you can see here, IS is the reverse saturation current. We have seen that it is in the order of microamperes or nanoamperes. K is 11,600 by eta. Eta is equal to 1. Based on this formula, we have some problems. I will provide the exact formula in the tomorrow's class. So this is what the discussion I want to discuss in the today's class. Okay, mostly simple things which are not related exactly to our syllabus have been discussed. But these parameters are very much required for the functioning and operation of PN junction diode. So next class onwards, exact syllabus will be started. Please refer some good number of problems discussed with reference to this topic. In today's class, we discussed the conductivity, current density, Fermi level, operation of PN junction diode. Operation of PN junction diode. If you have any ambiguities, please discuss with me